Hey butterflies, this is Millen Haile, the owner of Millen's Occasion Talk Show. Our focus is to highlight entrepreneurs and business owners all over the world.
She was extremely energetic and just really vibrant. She was very encouraging, and I just love the atmosphere that she provided for someone like me.
So many small businesses are struggling and need help. There's no way you're going to start a business and try to do it all on your own. And that's exactly why we created this talk show that speaks to reality. My butterflies, welcome to our new episode. So excited to come back. Oh my goodness, I can't wait for you to meet this amazing, beautiful lady. Let's start at the beginning. Who is Millena Gay, and what is the young girl from Upper Marlboro, Maryland dreams about?
Oh, well, thank you first, Millen. I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on your show. It was such a pleasure meeting you at the Women in Entertainment Summit back in June. And this is just more evidence, and it speaks to the truth and reality that follow-up matters. Once you make those connections, then you have to follow through and see it all the way through. And I'm speaking to myself as well, because follow-up is not usually my main strength. But there was a connection between us, and I don't know if it's the similarity in our name, minus the A, or they were both shows? From Maryland. Yes, or the shows. Like it's everything. So it's serendipity. It's just meant to be. So I am truly honored and thrilled to be here with you on your show today. So thank you for asking me to be a guest.
Oh my God, thank you for saying yes. And even thank you for even you even said like, Millen, I want to be in your show. You don't know how big that was for me. And that was like, it wasn't even 30 minutes, like literally in 15 minutes, like 10, we were just talking about that. I was like, oh no, you are on. And look at that. And since then we've been on. That's why I say I love networking. This is why. I mean, all the way, in LA to meet someone, because I was nervous. Like, oh my God, how is everybody going to be? Like it's just different. But you guys were so welcoming. You were so amazing. I mean, from the get-go, you were just kind of like willing to help. When you said, how can I help you? And you have no idea who I am. That was big value to me. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
And especially for Maryland. Yeah, definitely got to have you on here.
DMV in the house.
Gotta bring that sassiness.
Exactly, because it is there. It is there. We're going to try to control it. There's a moment. Like,
oh, man, I know. So, yeah, tell us all about you and everything.
So, once upon a time... No, I'm just kidding.
Listen, I'll get my wine.
Okay. I got my water right here. I was born in Washington, D.C. And then we moved to Upper Marlboro when I was, I guess, like 8 or 9 months old. So technically, I'm from the streets of D.C. Technically, we just want to go there. Those 8 months. But then we moved to Upper Marlboro. And in a beautiful area, Williamsburg Estates. And that's where I grew up, and that's where I was raised. And it was for the most part, an idyllic childhood. Mm-hmm. I had good friends. I was a cheerleader. I ran track for one quarter, because they actually wanted me to run. And I was like, no, I want to throw the thing. They were like, we need to run track. I was like, I don't want to. So that lasted. My mother was like, you got to follow through. You got to do it. I was like, ah. So I kept on, and I didn't do that anymore. I just stayed in the cheerleading realm and was on the newspaper and formed the international club and all of these things. And then I started taking Spanish in the 8th grade. And it was a choice between Spanish and French, which, side note, I wish now I had taken French, just coming from Cannes and Paris a couple of months ago, which was fantastic. I would have loved to have known French, but let's jet back a couple of years to middle school.
Like, je m'appelle.
Right. Je m'appelle Milena. So I ended up taking Spanish. And so one day, and that's important because one day my father came home, and I have a younger brother who's 2 years younger, so miraculously older than I am now. But he's younger, 2 years younger. And he said, okay, come into the dining room. So he stood there and he said, okay, now one of you is going to be a lawyer and one of you is going to be a doctor. Now, who is it? Now, I was like 10, so my brother was 8, and he and I looked at each other like, okay. I said, I guess I'll be the lawyer. I don't know. So I looked at my brother. He said, okay, guess I'll be the doctor. I was like, okay. And he said, now my father had 5 master's degrees, and one of them was from Harvard. He wanted to keep the Harvard legacy intact. So he said, now, one of you is going to go to Harvard. Who's that going to be? And me and Dad, being Daddy's girl, I was like, I'll go to Harvard, Daddy. Okay. At 10 years old, that sounded like fun. Okay, I'll go to Harvard, Daddy. No problem. Okay, that'll be me. And then said, you could go to Harvard too, to my brother. Bill said, okay. So that was that. Doctor, lawyer. Then he said, what kind of doctor are you going to be? And my brother, 8 years old, he said, I guess I'll be a heart surgeon, a cardiologist. How he knew the word cardiologist at the time, I don't know. But
at 8 years old.
Come from a family of educators. My grandmother was a professor of early childhood at University of District of Columbia. My mother was a principal. No, she retired as a principal. My grandfather was a principal, like an entire family of educators. So I was reading the bottle of fingernail polish at 3 years old. So education was always very tantamount in my family. And so it wasn't a matter of if you got to go, it was you're going to college. And you can have a say so a little bit, a skeechy bit about one of the places, maybe, but not really. So it was settled then at that tender age that I was going to be an attorney graduating from Harvard Law School. That was what it was supposed to be. So fast forward, unfortunately, my father passed away when I was 14. And that was a very traumatic time. And I wanted to honor one of my promises to him, which was to go to Harvard. Well, his brother, his 11-month younger brother, who they were always in competition, who was an attorney, he had gone to the University of Virginia. And so he was one of the first African-American graduates from the University of Virginia.
Wow.
Law school.
Amazing.
Because, UVA, that's where they had the tiki torch things and all. So UVA has a very colorful history as it relates to African Americans. So it was a sense of pride that he actually was there and that he graduated as one of the first African Americans to graduate from the law school. So he wanted to pass that on. I wanted to honor my father's legacy. So what my uncle did was bribe me. And so he said, because I wanted to honor my father's legacy in law school. Mm-hmm. However, I wanted to go have some fun in college. So I really wanted to go to Spelman, and I wanted to go to Hampton, because all of my Jack and Jill friends were mostly going to Spelman and Morehouse and Hampton. So I wanted to continue on my Jack and Jill people. So anyway, fast forward, my mother said she wanted me to go, and I was accepted to all 3, which was the biggest challenge. It was, okay, well, which one do I go to? So my mother was like, Spelman is great. Everything is, we go shopping all the time and blah, 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 blah. I was like, okay, that's a benefit. My aunt and my grandparents went to Hampton, and they actually met at Hampton. They're like, oh, you go to Hampton, we're going to hook you up with a nice car. I mean, I already had a car, but we're going to hook you up with a nice car, and, everything will be, and then one of I was like, we'll go get your hair done every week. We'll go shopping every week. And I was like, ooh, okay, Hampton. And then my uncle said, well, if you go to UVA, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go to UVA. If you go to UVA, I'll give you the law firm. I said, you mean have like give for real, like have all the way? And he said, well, why not? Your name's already on it. Mm-hmm. Gay and Associates in Norfolk, Virginia. I was like, sold. Okay. And so that is how I ended up going to the University of Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I became a double major of Spanish and Foreign Affairs. So because my path had been laid out from when I was 10, that I was going to be a lawyer and go to law school and just do law and take over my family's law firm. So I didn't have any creative instinct. I didn't have any creative training. I didn't do any of my creative in the University of Virginia was the history of the circus.
Wow. This was already
that was one elective that I took.
Yeah. Oh, that is so amazing. Oh my God.
So that was my background as far as so fast forward to that. That's the answer to your question. What were my dreams as a young child growing up in Maryland, in Williamsburg Estates? Well, I was going to be an international corporate attorney with a concentration on the Spanish-speaking countries. And my grandmother told me that I had to grow up, go to college, go to law school, get married, have twins, name them Reuben and Ruby. That's what she said. Those are my instructions at 11. So I grew up with a very, this is what is happening in your life. Yeah. Go forth and prosper. And then that didn't happen.
But you did the rest of the other part with your dad and, you know, your uncle and all of them did. So yeah. No, but it was written in stone. It was written in stone. You went from studying pre-law to pursuing entertainment. What was the moment you realized acting was the path you were supposed to take? And who was the first person who recognized your spark?
So, you know, my mother, I have to give credit to her. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us. She passed away 2 years ago from breast cancer. She and my grandmother passed away 3 days apart, both from breast cancer. And that, that it's still fresh. It's still there. And, but so what happened was I was on because University of Virginia I was a double major, and I was always about, you know, getting things done right. And so even my senior year, I was a double major, like I said, Spanish and Foreign Affairs. And so while most people were going to Freaknik and Howard's Homecoming and all that, mind you, I went too, just like I was there. Had a great time. It was hard balancing and managing all of the workload. Fortunately, I didn't have to have a job. I just had to focus on school. So that's what I did. So I said, you know, I need a break before but I had graduated pre-law. Now, pre-law at UVA is, as the attorney that I worked for on and off for 5 years, I've second chaired 4 trials for him. And I let it be known. I said, Mark, I don't have a full actual law degree. I have pre-law from UVA. And he said, Millena, let me tell you something. A pre-law degree from University of Virginia? That's better than a law degree from most law schools in this country. I was like, oh, really? He said, yeah. So I had to do torts and contracts, and I had to learn all of it in order to get out of there. So he said, you know, if it's okay with you, it's fine. I said, okay, fine. So I had that experience. Yeah. And so, but I needed to take a break because getting all of that together and doing all that, graduating from a top 20 university was a whole lot of work. I was like, let me just take a chill pill. So over the summer, I was working at Sam's Club in Maryland, right in Landover Road. And I know, right? And so I was in the marketing department over the summer, and my mother had called me one day at work, and she was like, you know, you need to enter this beauty pageant. And I was like, beauty pageant? I'm not going to do that. That's a waste of time. I'm not going to win or anything. I'm just going to, no, I don't want to. So she kept on and kept on and kept on. I was like, why do you want me to do this? Just do it. Just do it. I'm like, no, I don't care about that. They are so superficial. They're all about their looks, and that's all their looks and their body, and it's exploitation, and it's all about that. And they don't have any brains, and I am intelligent, and I'm going to be an attorney, and I am not going to do that and subject people to just looking at my body, and I'm not going to do any of that. I deserve better and all of that. And she was like, yeah. So we're going to do this, right? It's like, and you know how moms can be. Yeah. So I finally said, if you stop like going on about it, and I didn't say it out loud. I said in my head, it's not bugging me about it. I said that but if you stop, okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. Just, gosh, can we stop? So I agreed to do it begrudgingly, and I had an attitude the whole time. And doggone it, I won.
See? Moms know.
And won Miss Congeniality with a whole bad attitude.
That's right.
How did I win Miss Congeniality? I don't know. Yeah. But I was, so it was Miss Black World, Prince George's County, Maryland pageant. And so my talent, I was going to sing. Now, I can sing. So I told one of my good friends from school, I was like, hey, Janina, girl, I'm going to do this pageant. I'm going to sing. She said, no, don't sing. And I said, yeah, girl, I'm going to sing. She said, I'm gonna need you not to sing. I said, oh, I'm going to sing. And she said, please do not sing. Do something else, anything else. Then I said, oh, I'm offended, but okay. I said, I'll do dramatic interpretation, whatever. So I decided to do a Sojourner Truth speech that she gave in 1852 at the National Women's Rights Convention. It's called the Ain't I a Woman was the speech. And so that was going to be my dramatic interpretation, like a spoken word type of thing. But I have this thing about me that if I'm going to do something, I'm just go hard in the paint and I'm just going to do it. So if I'm going to do dramatic reading, why don't I just dramatize the whole thing? Now, remember, I hadn't taken any theater classes, any acting classes. I was all about the intellectualism. So my mother hired an acting coach for me to do this because, again, we're going to do this the right way. We're going to do this the right way. So I got an acting coach. She was fantastic. Her name was Maxine Davis. She actually directed for Colored Girls Only, Sometimes the Rainbow Isn't Enough on Broadway. Oh, wow. And she happened to live in Washington, D.C. So I had my acting classes and just working with her and doing the research, going to the library because it was the olden times, the before times of the internet. Yeah. So we did out of the internet, the 1900s. So I had to go to the library and research and look at encyclopedias and look up Sojourner Truth and all of that and really get into character. And so that's what I did. And not only learning the lines, not reading, I actually embodied Sojourner Truth during that time in 1852. And I had on like a shroud thing with a hood and I had some dolls set up on stage and I was pretending to birth the babies. And then I was hoeing and sowing the field and like doing all the things. And then there was a thing on a screen on stage as well. And so as I was in my blue shroud and just performing and doing, and then I went behind the screen and but ain't I a woman? But ain't I a woman? I have to do all of this and all of this, but ain't I still a woman? And then I come out on the other side of the screen in a royal blue evening gown. And ain't I a woman? And then I finish and it was just literally a whole transformation on stage. And I guess they liked it, so I won. But the experience of it I was like, whoa, this is super cool. I enjoyed it. And hey, I think I like this. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the side burner. So one of the prizes from the pageant was a photo shoot. So I did my photo shoot and some cash money and some other things. I did the photo shoot. The photographer said, hey, you need to send these pictures to New York. Some casting people, some agents and managers in New York. That's where you need to send this because your pictures are great. I was like, okay. Well, it just so happened I had a boyfriend at the time. It only lasted 3 months, but he lived in New York. So I think that was his purpose, was for him to help me use he worked on Wall Street. And so one Saturday we went to his office, got the yellow pages, got some envelopes and just took the headshots that I had done and just started mailing them off. And so then I started getting calls to be on like undercover, USA Live, just background work, but to appear in the background, to be on set. And so I was like, wow, this is interesting. The irony is that they were only paying very, very little. Like back then it was like $27, $32 for background. And mind you, the tolls alone were like $15. But I had to get my hair done. I had to get my nails done. I was driving from Maryland. So then we had gas. Then we have food and we had, all the things. I had to get everything. So it cost me, actually cost me to go to work in New York on these sets, but it was something that I felt that I needed to do and that I had to do. And so I did. And so eventually I moved there after a year of commuting back and forth. I kept getting calls. So I moved there. And my first big break came from when a casting person, Victoria Vigilio, I went to a class. It was from Actors Connection, and where they have casting directors. And so I entered her class, and you have to pay the money of $40, whatever it is. You sit in the class, it's like 2 hours. and you actually get to perform a scene, and then you can have 2 minutes one-on-one with the casting director, and you can ask them questions, they can ask you questions, all of those things.
Okay.
And so I made a great impression on her, and the next thing I know, about a month later, I got a call to be Nora's legal assistant on One Life to Live.
Oh
So
my
that was
gosh,
my
okay.
first big break.
Wow.
Of a major speaking role was on the soap opera One Life to Live. And then like a month later, I got a call from Bob Lambert to be on All My Children. And so then I also got a call from, I don't recall her name right now, but on Guiding Light. So while I was in New York, I was actually on All My Children, One Life to Live, and Guiding Light at the same time. So that's how my acting career essentially got started.
Wow. Oh my God. So what was the biggest lesson from being in that world?
You know, in which world? On the soap opera world,
the
or
soap opera world?
You know, the biggest lesson from soap opera world, because this is the thing what people don't know. The soap opera scripts are this thick. Like, they're ridiculously thick. And you don't get, like, there's not a lot. The crew, the camera, they do the setup. But as far as actually the actors performing, there's no rehearsal time with the other actors. It's no rehearsal time. It's on set. Like, you just, for day players.
Okay.
As a day player, I wasn't a contract player. So contract roles are different, because you want to have that chemistry with your co-star on an ongoing basis and really understand the backstory of the character. So sometimes roles can go into that, but sometimes they're not. So what I really learned is that on soap opera sets, you get 2 takes, and then they're moving on, because it has to move quickly. Most shows, they're like half-hour series. They take 8 days to film that 1 half-hour show that actually with commercials is only 18 to 21 minutes. 8 days. For a 1-hour show, it's usually 12 days for 1 hour, which is actually ultimately 40 to 42 minutes. We had to do 1 hour show that day. That's it. That's all. So you either got to know it or you don't. And if you don't know it, somebody else will.
They're going to move on to the next person.
They're going to move on to the next, and you'll never be invited back. So what I learned, my biggest lesson, is to know your lines and be prepared, be on time, and be ready to go. Because it's a business, and every second, every minute is money, and time is money.
And
so that's my lesson.
Yeah, because you worked with Erica Jane, so I can only.
Erica Kane, yes. I was at one point. Yeah. I was her assistant. Yeah. I had to break the news.
How was that like? Oh, she's so amazing. Just watching her.
She's such a sweet lady. She's an icon. She's a total legend in the soap opera world. I mean, in entertainment by itself. And I'm just so grateful and glad that she actually has gotten an Emmy. The recognition that she really is very talented, and she's very, very kind.
We were rooting for her from day one. I remember when we first came to America, my aunt was watching One Life to Live and All My Children. Mm-hmm. These two, and I was like, what is she watching? And then later, of course, as a kid, I just started watching it, and then boom, through high school.
And you stay connected.
Like a glue.
Do you know that I have Paramount Plus on my phone right now solely to watch The Bold and the Beautiful and Beyond the Gates? So if I'm traveling or whatever and I can't get to it, it is on my phone, and every night, or sometimes I'll let it build up so I can just keep watching.
Yeah.
Because I'm so invested. Have you seen this Netflix show? Have you seen this show? I don't have time because I'm so busy.
Because I'm watching my soaps.
Because I'm keeping up with Bold and the Beautiful and Beyond the Gates and the DMV. That's why.
Oh my God.
Secrets
amazing. Oh, I'm so glad you had that experience. That's amazing. And entertainment is an industry filled with rejection. How did you learn to stay motivated when opportunities didn't always come easily? Because I know we kind of talked about that a little bit before.
Yeah. You know what? The first is self-motivation can get old. Because I'm just saying, you start with your self-motivation, but once you get rejected time and time again, it honestly hurts. Like, at one point I stopped telling my family, I stopped telling my friends. I think I have a lot of head from up here. I stopped telling people when I was getting an audition or when I had something coming up. I stopped saying it because then they would say, oh, did you get this? Did you get this? Did you get this? And it was a reminder of, actually, I did not. And it hurt a lot. I mean, in my early in my career. So for example, I had an audition for Love and Basketball.
Oh my God.
And I did not know how to play basketball, but I managed Patrick Ewing's printing company one of my jobs in New York. Because you always have to have like a day job. So he had a printing company that was across the street from Madison Square Garden. So, and Patrick Ewing, when Patrick was Patrick back in the 1900s, the big man. So it's like, I don't know how to play basketball, but I can kind of figure it out. I can have some personal coaching. And so I did my audition and I went with someone else who happened to be Sanaa Lathan. And okay, she's fantastic and great, of course. But I was so upset that I didn't get it. I banned my friends from watching that movie. I was like, you cannot watch Love and Basketball ever, because I auditioned for that role and I never got it and it wasn't fair. So we can't watch it ever, ever. And so this is my tight knit group of college girls. And it was like, there's 7 of us. We call ourselves the UVA crew. Yeah. Girl, do you know that I found out? I've been finding out. They've been watching it. Have seen it several times. And on one of our girls' trips, somebody said, oh, and Love and Basketball. I was like, Love and Basketball, you watched it? And they were like, oh, tell her that. Like, you're not supposed to watch that movie. So I've never watched it. I'm still on strike, and here we are.
Really?
I'm gonna get to it. If I can stop watching the Beyond the Gates.
I'll watch it with you next time I come to LA.
I will. But I still haven't seen it yet. But so dealing with rejection is hard. It honestly takes a love of God. It takes, for me, it's my faith. And my father was a minister. So it's my faith is, I'm used to going to church every Sunday and sitting in the front row. I'm used to having a relationship and conversation with God. And it's obviously developed, it's grown. And just to know that, and to ask, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? If I'm supposed to be doing this, please guide me and direct me into the people that I'm supposed to meet, the conversations that I'm supposed to have, the path that my feet are supposed to walk in, because I don't know. And just asking and praying for help, and church has been my rock. I love my church, West Angeles Church of God in Christ, which is here in Los Angeles. And before that, it was Agape in Rahway, New Jersey, when I lived in New York, which was for 9 years. So the rejection it can be overwhelming because it makes you question yourself, makes you question how you look, makes you question how your talent, makes you question everything. So it's more about being able to stand on your own and have that confidence that if God has given me the talent and the intelligence and the drive and the passion to do this, then where God guides, God provides. Where God directs, God protects. So that's what has held me. I can't speak for anyone else, but that is what has held me into knowing that, okay, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. God first. And then I have the most beautiful, loving, supportive family on this planet. They are amazing.
Yeah.
I obviously have 2 sides of my family, my gay family, and which is, my last name is Gay, Millena Gay, and then my Dow Sparrow Wallace family on my mother's side. And so, which we just got back from a fabulous reunion cruise. Bermuda. I got this little this is from Bermuda, and the sand of Bermuda. It's so pretty. So we just had the best time. But they have supported me. They stay supporting me. They tune in, they watch, they encourage, and like, we have you. We want you to be successful, because they look at me, and a lot of people look at me as the one who made it out, who dared to be bold enough to leave Upper Marlboro, to leave
Yes.
behind the gates, to leave the nest and the sanctuary, and just see what this is about. And so I've had the benefit of living in New York. I've lived in Las Vegas for 2 years and 9 months to help take care of my mother when she was sick, and Los Angeles. So I've been able to fly and be free, and because of this career. But the rejection part, it takes, for me, like I said, it takes God and my family. They keep me grounded and just encouraged. I can ground myself. They keep me encouraged and uplifted, because I've been planning an escape out of LA. Every time I plan my escape from LA, it pulls me back in.
Right?
Like,
That's
you're not
home.
finished.
Yeah.
You're not finished here yet, Misty.
No.
You have work to do. And so
Yes,
you need
definitely.
to get back to doing it. So
Yeah, you definitely did it with grace. That's amazing.
I
And
try.
thank you for being honest on that, because I do hear a lot of, especially the new generation, they kind of following this path. And that when that rejection happens, it's just they go like in a different, I'm like, no, it's okay. Just keep going. So, yeah.
And
So,
and it's so easy, because as a director now and a producer,
yeah.
it's really easy to see that 99.9% of the time, it's not the actor's fault. Like, so for example, if I'm casting something and I see a tape come across and they remind me of an ex-boyfriend that I didn't like, okay, I'm not going to hire them, just because I don't want to have to be reminded of that and be reminded of that all while I'm working. So they may have been top tier talent, but, and that's not just me, that is a lot of people. If the person brings up memories of something that's traumatic or that's difficult, they're not going to get that part based on a personal, on something personal they have nothing to do with. Also, it has a lot to do with if they've already cast the other person. So if the other person is this tall and you are this tall, well, that's not going to work, because working with Apple boxes and having to make those adjustments, that takes up too much time. It's much better to just hire someone who's the same height as the main person. And you also, there's so many factors to it. A lot of times, this is so true. You may have, if you have two actors who are the same, and you have one who's spot on, who's everything and knows the lines, but has the personality of a brush, literally the personality of a doorknob, and just talks, but just does their thing, but has no personality. Or you have the other person who is very good, not as good, but very good, but is just outgoing and is fun and exciting and is just enjoys being there and wants to do you want to work with the person that is going to make your job, whether it's the actor, whether it's the writer, well, the director, the producer, the camera, all of that. Excuse me. Everybody wants to work with people that they enjoy working with.
Exactly.
Because it's a choice. Because there are so many people able to do these said things. So you want to work with people who you like working with. So the majority of the time, that person who has the gregarious personality, who is that's the one that will get the job, because they will make those 18-hour days that are very real. They will make those 18-hour days fly by and still get the job.
Right? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. They're going to learn a lot from this.
I hope so.
No, seriously, I just learned about that. See, when you said the personalities, At what point did you realize you wanted to move beyond acting and start creating as a producer and director?
So funny enough, two things, because I got tired of waiting.
It's like, let me be my own boss.
Hello. I got tired of waiting for a phone call of somebody else to say, you know what? I'm over it. I cannot. And so, but interestingly enough, some people saw me as a producer before I saw myself as a producer. And I actually had arguments with people. One of my good friends who was one of my acting teachers, she's like, you're a producer. I said, no, I'm not. I'm an actor. No, you're a producer. No, I'm not. I'm an actor. She said, Millena, you're a producer. You like spreadsheets. You nerd out on contracts. that's what a producer does. I'm like, well, yeah, that's the legal training. I actually really do love a good spreadsheet and can get into those, those slides and those. Oh my gosh, it just makes me happy. And don't give me a good juicy contract with 33 pages. Listen, let's get into it. I just love it. Most people don't like that. I like that, but that's what makes the producer is the paperwork and making sure that all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed. That makes a good producer. And just putting things together. To me, that's easy. Just putting people, I know this person can do this one, that can do this thing. This person can do this thing. And then these people need to connect because this can happen. Like, it's very, very easy to me. Yeah. But I was told the other day that not everybody can do that. That's a special talent and a special skill. So I think it comes naturally because I just love connecting people. It makes me happy. But then having gone to UCLA to actually learn the specifics of producing in this industry, it's a very specialized, there's a way that you can do things and the way things that are supposed to be done that are industry standard, that if you don't do it that way, then you're seen as an outsider or a poser, for lack of a better word. I don't know. There's a new word. I don't know what it is, but there's a proper way of doing things in this billions and billions and billions of dollars of entertainment industry. So,
that's amazing. And you've been in the game for a long time, so you know.
yeah, that's one of the reasons I went to school, is to learn how to do this stuff the right way. Yeah. So I first learned, the answer to your question was I learned I was going to be producer and director because I was doing a play called The Power of My Will. And the writer of the play, Mildred Dumas, she said, you know what, you're doing a great job in this play. I love your work. I'm doing a movie after this play, and I would love for you to play the lead now. And then she goes, I want Halle Berry to play the lead. But if Halle's too busy, then I would love for you to do it. And I was like, okay. That sounds great to me. And she said, I'm going to finish up this, and then we'll get back in a couple of months. So we finished up the play, and then she called me and she said, okay, so now you ready to do a movie? I was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. She said, okay.
That's amazing.
Do you know how to make a movie? I was like,
well,
no. Do you? And she said, no. I said, oh. So how are we doing this movie now? I said, okay. She wanted the studios, but maybe it had to be independent. I said, I don't know anything about this, but I do have friends in high places, and I know a lot of people related to some people, which I do not stand on their names or their reputations at all, but I know people that I can ask, and we can put it together. And so that's what we did. And at the time I said, I'm not going to run around this town with a script under my arm and saying, okay, read this. We need something digital. We need something visual. And this was way back in 2009, before sizzle reels, before any of this, people were still running around with this stuff. It came to me, why can't we do something like a mini movie, like 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes? And it was just happening. Sizzle reel is what the exact title of it is. So we did that. It was a 4-day shoot. I called up my friends and I said, hey, I have this project. It's based on a novel that was published in 2004. So I thought we were protected with the IP because it was a novel. That's what I thought. And correct on that. You always have to have paperwork.
Yeah. So you brought that law in. So, see that law came. It kicked in.
So I said, this is what we're going to do. But I didn't follow my own, what I knew. So we had conference calls. We did the sizzle reel for Bitter Inheritance. Everything was great. And then 3 major things happened. And I said, you know what? These things are never going to happen to me again. So the first thing was I went and took a meeting and I was, calling and trying to set up meetings. And so I took a meeting with a gentleman. He was in Marina Del Rey. It was in the office building, one of the office buildings. They were in a conference room. And he said, now sit down and tell me about this project. So I said, okay. And so then he took out a long legal pad. The yellow long and started writing everything about it. I'm like, it's a book, but no, go ahead, tell me the story. And I was flipping the page and write all that. So I'm like, oh, he's really interested in it. I told him the whole thing, told him the whole story. And then next thing I didn't hear anything else from him. Next thing I know, a few months later, ABC has a show coming out starring one of their actors who was on Grey's Anatomy. I was like, but that's,
Wow.
but the IP would, it was changed just enough so that it couldn't say it was stolen, but it was. So that was my first lesson of always have an NDA signed before discussing any project with anyone. And it doesn't have to be, heck, it can be on a napkin. It doesn't have to be anything, but the basics of this project, it remains confidential, is not to be shared without prior written authorization, yada, 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 yada. Those things are important to be in place. I did not have that. And so the next thing I know, the project is somewhere else. And I was like, wow, I know exactly how this happened. It's nothing but my fault. So that was very challenging. That is, but the other thing was, now there's something about me. I will never, ever, ever make my family not proud of me, and especially my grandmother. Everything that I do, my grandmother will always be able to be proud of. So I will never get a job on my back, on my hands and knees, or through my nose, doing drugs, doing any of that. I'm never doing that. I will always be able to stand and look in the mirror and stand and do my work and have integrity and be proud of the woman who looks back at me. I've stood on that all these years now. A couple of times I thought, well, maybe if I had maybe I'd be a lot further along. But that didn't happen because I still have to look at me with pride. And so that's what I've done. And I've been approached a couple of times. One time, this man with the same said project, he said, oh, I'll finance it for you. Okay, we can do this. And so then everybody was on a conference call. It was moving forward for an hour. And then he called me back and said, so now I'm ready to do this. Let's solidify this for a week on a cruise, for a week going to Puerto Rico. I'm sorry, solidify what? Yeah, on a cruise, go to Puerto Rico. I said, your wife's not going to like that. I'm not going to like that. We're not doing that. That's never happening. And I'm offended that is even somehow come into play after all of this communication, all of this conversation, everything. So now this is what it's come to. Never happening. The end of that.
Next.
I had another gentleman.
Exactly. Next. Yeah. I wouldn't even waste
Never
time.
happening.
No.
Another gentleman tell me, oh, I have a friend of mine who has 2 airplanes, and he's an attorney, a big time attorney in Miami, and he can finance it. And just send him your picture and send him your information, and he'll. It's like, okay, here's my headshot, here's my resume, here's all the information. Spoke to him. Okay, I'm thinking, all right, everything's moving forward. Send me information. I was sitting across at TGI Fridays talking to one of my friends, Crystal, and she said, well, how's it going? How's everything moving with Mildred's project? And I said, girl, there was this man who introduced me to some lawyer, and he was supposed to be, and mind you, we're sitting here talking, and the next thing you know, the man walks by going to the bathroom. And I said, nah, that can't be. Sure enough, when he comes back, he comes like this way. I was like, oh my gosh, Charles. And he said, hey, Millena, so did you talk to my friend I set you up with? And now this can only happen in LA. Like, how of all at lunch at TGI Fridays, here he is coming back. Okay, so did you talk to my friend so-and-so, the attorney? And I said, yeah, I talked to him. Well, what happened? Because now mind you, he's this big. You can't even see my hands on the screen. This man's this big. He said, you gotta work that thing. If you want to get anything made in this town, that's what you gotta do. And I said, sir, I'm never doing that. So I guess it won't get done. Because I'm not doing that. I'm not that person. Well, then you just won't get it done then, because that's how stuff gets made in this thing. You just don't know what you're doing. So good luck. And turned around and walked away. Then I looked at my friend across the table and said, so this is God showing us right now. This is what I've been having to deal with about trying to get her project done. So if it relies on me giving up my body, giving up my integrity, doing any of that I'm never going to do is never going to happen. So that. So with those things, I said, you know what, the best way for me to combat any of this is I'm going to get my education and I'm going to learn everything there is to know about producing. And now I've learned everything there is to know about directing. And I spent the money and the time investing in myself at UCLA. So I graduated with 4.0 at the top of my class, summa cum laude. And I swear if I could get a tattoo right here on my head, summa cum laude UCLA graduate, I would put it right there because it's that important. So that people will understand that you're not just a fly by night, that you're not just, I think I'm going to try this today. Oh, I'm going to do something else tomorrow. That you're serious about it, that you're serious. And being serious and with skin in the game is important because this is a billion dollar industry. And it's the same. I've given this analogy before. Yeah. If you're going to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned, if you're going to court to fight a traffic ticket, you're going to court just to fight a traffic ticket. Do you want somebody representing you who said, you know what, I think I'm going to try to represent people in court today. So I think I'm going to just go down to the courthouse and just give it a whirl. Or do you want the person, I think I'm going to be a lawyer. I think I'm going to do to help people with traffic tickets. Let me go on YouTube and I'm going to find some videos and I'm going to see what I can do or do you want the person who actually went to, UVA law school, who actually knows what they're doing and how to get things done and move things forward and actually get the ticket taken care of? You want the one who actually knows what they're doing. It's the same going to a dentist. You don't want somebody who decided, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to be a dentist today. I'm going to order some tools from Amazon and I'm going to dig in your teeth and clean them. Or do you want the person who went to UCLA dental school for doggone cleaning? It's the same thing. People are going to trust people that they know have the ability to do what and how to do it properly, to do what they say they're going to do, whether it's make a documentary, whether it's make a feature film, whether it's make a short film, whatever it is, you want to entrust monies to somebody who knows what they're doing. If you have a 401k, you're not going to put it in, you want your money manager to know that they know what they're doing and not be Bernie Madoff. I'm just saying. True. So that's what inspired me to really become the best at what I'm doing.
That really
long answer.
Explains a lot. Yeah, no, that was good. I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot from this, and hopefully, in which I know people will definitely listen to that because no one talks the real about that industry, and so we appreciate for the honesty. And this kind of comes to that. What advice would you give to someone watching who has a dream but is afraid to take the first step?
So interesting that you say that because I am going through that a little bit. It's not even a dream, but I know I should be doing TikTok Live. So I tried it. I did it while I was in Bermuda a couple of weeks ago for 5 minutes. One person joined. I got mad. So I was like, let me enjoy Bermuda. On TikTok right now.
Yeah.
It'll get there. That was the first time I did it. So, what I would say is to do it and don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for tomorrow. It'll be this, that, and the third. Just do it. Just go out and just do it. And whatever happens, happens. But at the end of the day, when you're 120 and you're thinking about your life, talking to me, I don't know, I'd be around 120, but think about life. It was like, well, what would have happened? What I don't want to do is I don't want to live in the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I don't want to say what would have happened if I had, versus I can say, you know what? I did that. Yeah. It didn't work, but at least I tried.
Yeah.
So I would say just do it. And as one of my dear, sweet, wonderful friends I've known for 17 years, Miss Marla Gibbs. She is amazing. She's an amazing woman. One of our first conversations that she had when I was telling her I was doing this, and she's actually in one of my first projects, that project, Bitter Inheritance. This is real.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just wonderful.
Can't wait.
She said, Millena, just keep going and just throw as much stuff against the wall as you can, whether it's doing this, working on this, throw it all up against the wall, because by the law of averages, something's got to stick.
Yeah.
Something is going to stick. Don't know which one it is, because that's not up to us, but just keep going and keep throwing. Something will stick. So, You just gotta, I just say, just keep going and don't give up. Don't lose faith.
Yes.
Just keep going. And so one foot in front of the other. And some days it may only be a little bit, but as long as you do one thing every day, and this is what my good friend Obaba Babatunde told me, and he and I directed a film, Ruby's Heart, which is a wonderful, beautiful film. We're co-directors on that. He told me a long time ago, he said, Millena, if you do one thing, just one thing every day towards your career,
wow,
at the end of a year, you'll have done 365 things towards your career and you'll be moving forward. And some days it may be 10 things, but every day it should at least be one. Now, whether that's an email, whether that's a phone call, whether that's, whatever it is, but it's towards your career, do that one thing every single day and you'll be successful.
What a great advice. What a great advice. And they're right.
Yeah.
They're absolutely right. It's funny you said something about TikTok. I started it because, you have to, I think, got to give it 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that to kind of just have your information in there. But have I done the live yet? No. Of course, IG, yeah. So when you said that, I was like, oh, got to get on it now because it's ready to go.
See, you got to do that.
Thank you. See, you just gave a push.
You got to do that. See, I can't even do IG because you have to have at least 1,000 followers, and I have 8 followers on my Instagram. Girl, I don't have 1,000 followers. No, that's what Instagram. When I was in Bermuda, standing at Horseshoe Bay, I tried to do Instagram Live, and Instagram told me you had to have at least 1,000 followers to go live. Now, I was on a cliff overlooking the water trying to do this. I said, I'm not going to argue with you right now. I'm going to go to TikTok.
Got a fun fact question for you.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
If you were a cast in a movie about your own life, which actress would you want them to play you?
My sister in my heart. My sister in my heart. We are twins. And the funny thing is, she was actually born on my mother's birthday. That would be not the same year. No, the same day.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey. She is my sister that's my girl. All of her songs mean everything to me. I mean, when I'm doing karaoke, listen, it's me and Mariah getting it in. Hero is and Make It Happen. That is that's my song, Make It Happen. Sometimes I sing Hero, like she sings to herself. I sing to myself to encourage. Sometimes when I'm being sassy, it's like that.
I could definitely see her to play you. I could definitely, the sassy, I said, the sassiness is there.
Well, that's my girl. That would be a dream. That would be a dream. That would be a dream. I just want to meet her one day.
I know. Well, you're in the perfect place. I think you need to.
I think so too.
Let's call her. It's gonna happen. Well, thank you for that. That was fun. I was like, I had to ask her that. Because I was like, well, I could ask her, so I'm glad I did.
Well, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
You see this.
Because, just listening to your story, I'm like, somebody has got to play her. Yeah. Why not?
Why not? Hey, I can play myself.
Why not, right?
Depending on when we're doing it. We're doing it when I'm 120. I don't think I can do it at 120, but.
When people look back on your career, what do you hope they say about Millena Gay represented?
I look back on my career and I am not even remotely finished or even close to finishing. I have so much to do, so much on my plate. I just want to say that she was an inspiration and that she stood for integrity, intelligence, and beauty, because I want everyone and everything just to be beautiful. God gave us eyes to see the beauty of the world that's around us. And so everything that I do, everything that I just want the beauty of that to be shown. But also, most importantly, with integrity and excellence. That's what I want That's
Yeah.
what I would like people to say, that her work represents that and shows
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you
And
have, just, yeah,
the love of God. I just love the
right
Lord.
there.
And he put his hand on her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's done the right thing with it. So
Yes. With your angels around you too, like your dad, your mom,
yes,
yeah, grandma. Yeah. That's
my
amazing.
grandmother,
Yes, because you speak
Angel
so highly
Mom,
about her. Yeah. Yeah.
my heart. That's the name of the movie, Ruby's
I
Heart.
know. I can't wait.
That's my
Cannot
heart.
wait. What chapter of your story are you most excited to write next? There we go.
Wow, this is quite an exciting next chapter. As breaking news, breaking news. I know, right? Here we go. Here we go. Here's some tea.
That's what the young people do.
Right, right. Woo! I don't even know what it means, but okay, breaking news. So while I was behind the scenes and I got my all my certification is directing, producing, and I had stepped away from acting for a while,
Yeah.
I am officially getting back into the acting industry.
Okay. Good.
So that's news, because I wasn't even sure if I was going to do that anymore, because I actually like directing and I like producing. But again, it's that they keep pulling me back in, and
Bring you
putting
back.
opportunities are presenting themselves. And so, you know what? I can do it all. And I've shared my
Yes.
little secret with
Yeah.
some of my industry friends like Jane Kennedy and Kathleen Burley. They're my dear friends. And at Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, who's always been so supportive. And I said, you know what? I'm going to get back into the acting game. He said, you know what, Millena, you should. And I said, and I'm going to be like you, and I'm going to be like Oba, and I'm going to be like Debbie, and I'm going to be a producer, director, and an actor. So most triple threats are singing, dancing, and acting. Those are the triple threat, most entertainment triple threats. But I'm going to be the triple threat. Now, it's a very rare world because most people are just like one or two. But I'm going to be, like I said, Debbie Allen. She is. I followed her from Fame. I used to love watching her
Yes.
Fame,
Oh my
and
gosh. Yes.
and I told her, I said, Debbie, you inspired me with that stick. You want fame? Fame costs. And so we just laughed about that. But
Yeah.
she's amazing. She's doing everything that I want to do. But again, so is Larry, and so Oba, and so many other people who are Bill Duke. He's one of my mentors. I told him getting back in front of the camera, and he said, Millena, go for it. Do that. Do that. You can do it all. So I'm grateful to have such well-known, some legends who actually support me and encourage me
Yes.
and on this journey, because as Bill has said before, you're the only one doing this. You're the only one, which, and I was like, I don't understand what you mean, but really going to school, really learning the industry, really taking it so seriously, every single thing, it matters, and you're doing it, and they are so proud. And it makes me feel great to know that I'm on the right path, and this is what I am supposed to be doing, and making myself proud and making God proud.
Oh my God. Yeah. Great. This is amazing. He's right. And I like what he said. You're doing everything, like going to school, learning the business. That's what's mostly important. Where before they'll do the acting and going into the industry, and then because they learn the mistakes, right? And then going back to school. Yeah.
Yeah. And the biggest thing about school is, well, you can learn on the set. Because learning on set and that's part of it, especially in school. You have to do, in classroom, and you have to make your own projects and on set. But the thing is, they don't teach you on set, for those who want to, be self-taught, what school teaches you is how to handle the problems.
There you go.
Every problem that comes up, every obstacle that comes in the way, if you don't have the school background, you got to ask ChatGPT or try to figure it out or whatever. All of that.
Yeah.
In school, you learn how to get in front of the problems so that you can take care of them, so that they're not even problems in the first place.
Yeah.
That's what school teaches, is how to navigate that world, and so that you could just have a smooth process and get a smooth project done.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Thank you. You know, I don't want this to end, but I do want this been great. It really has. But before we go, I really want people to know, where can people find you on social media?
Can find me soon on TikTok. I mean, I actually do have a TikTok.
And
And
she's
actually,
gonna do the live.
I'm going to start doing the live. I don't know what I'm going to do it about, but I'm going to do the live. So at Millena Gay, Millena_Gay is TikTok, which funny thing enough, TikTok, child, I didn't even know I could change my name for the first 2 years. And so people was like, well, how do we find it? I'm like, I don't even know my name. I changed it. So it's just my name at TikTok, at Instagram, on Facebook. So all of the places that, and my website is honeypeachproductions.com.
Okay.
And so you'll be able to see Bitter Inheritance sizzle reel, some of my other projects. They're on my website. And yeah, that's where you can follow me. And I have some great stuff happening. I have a documentary on breast cancer that's coming up that I'm working on.
Yes, I'm so glad you're sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you. It's about breast cancer, and it's about how it affects so many women, not only just women, but especially women of color. And there's an island in the Bahamas called Eleuthera that there's a woman dies every single day from breast cancer. Every single day,
Yeah.
someone is dying from breast cancer. And I've been researching it and working on it for 2 years. I'm going to finish it up this year. So there's that. I'm also working on a film called Skyview, and that's about golf. Just think Hidden Figures for golf.
That's
Working on that. I'm executive producer on that. And a couple of, and my new thing that's going to be on TikTok.
it's okay.
TikTok. It's going to be on TikTok very soon. And yeah, man, I have so many things happening. I'm just excited about getting back in front of the camera. And I'm just going to do this next chapter. I'm going to do it all. See what happens.
Exactly. And we'll definitely, send it my way, and my team will share it. We got you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't even get a chance to share about my business.
Yes.
Okay, real quick.
Yeah,
I actually combined my legal expertise, my legal experience, because when I worked for the lawyer, I did second chair 4 trials, and my documentary Golden Hearted about Congresswoman Diane Watson that Danny Glover narrates, that has won several awards. So I'm an award-winning producer and director in addition to other projects I've done. So I combined that of over 30 years of experience, and I started a business called Life Lens Legal Documentaries. And you can find that at, here we go, www. I'm just kidding. lifelenslegaldocs.com. lifelenslegal.com. And so that's where I am a trial weapon for plaintiff side attorneys. So basically, when you have settlement or mediation, you go into a room and then there are pictures and medical documents, and you try to tell a story and all of that. Not doing that. Settlement mediation documentaries, you just push play. Okay. And so what that documentary shows, it shows how this person was before, how they were living a wonderful life. They were at the top of their game. They were doing all these great things. And then boom, this incident happened. Boom. That's no fault of their own. They got hit by a truck who ran a red light, the water truck, and I'm just totally making it up. And so now they can't do anything. So now we show them how their life has completely changed. We show the injury. We show that they can't walk. They can't do what they used to do. And it's all because of, and how this has affected their family life, their social life, their work life, can't work anymore, can't do anything. It's completely damaged their life to no fault of their own. And so this is why this company, this entity is responsible for taking care of this individual for the rest for taking care of this individual with this amount of settlement. I don't want to say the rest of their life, but taking care of this, because their life was this way, and now it is this because of this incident. And so, as we know, words are important, but visual pictures speak thousands of words. And so when you actually see it in a settlement or mediation documentary, that is what really seals the deal. So it's more of a trial weapon is what I like to call it. And so that's my business that I started in January. That's alongside Honey Peach Productions. Yeah. So it's an offshoot of Honey Peach. So it's just a combination of UVA legal and legal stuff and documentary and combine it. And so I have a great team. And yeah, so that's that. I know that's what your show is. It's primarily about, is talking about small businesses. Yes, so let me talk about business.
Why not? Legal documents. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and when we get off live, I'll call you. I have some news about that for you. So yeah.
Oh, nice! Yay!
Yeah. So definitely, I'm glad you shared it. Yeah, this is what's for. Millen Cages. That's what we're here for. Like showcase yourself, because we're so humble. We don't really express about our business that much. Yeah. So I'm trying to get folks to come on. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We can go on. You know that.
I know. And I'd love to.
I don't want to get Kendra jealous. So.
Oh, she might. Now we're gonna have an hour-long chat.
I know we need to call her.
You know what I really need to do is put on my Facebook page about the NAACP awards. What if I do that? I'm gonna do that today.
Okay, please, because we want to see. Yeah. Oh,
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. Thank you again. Oh, can't wait to see you. Hopefully, Ty will work something out for me to come to LA.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, butterflies, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Can't wait for you guys, and definitely give us responses, questions. Miss Millena's right here. Okay. In case you're not following the YouTube, please click on that little button right there, and we'd love to hear from you. And if you know any other business owners that need adjusted or just help with with their business, what to do, contact us, follow us. Thank you. Until next time.